Election year politics now. Just when you thought it couldn't get any uglier, it does. Newt Gingrich, the top House Republican who hopes to become Speaker, he's already declared war on President Clinton, and his latest attack has the White House aroused. Here's NBC's Andrea Mitchell.
Declaring all-out war, the Republican whip attacked the president at a secret meeting with lobbyists. Over lunch in this Republican club near the Capitol, Newt Gingrich told business lobbyists that Clinton Democrats are the enemy of normal Americans. As first reported in today's Washington Post, Gingrich promised the lobbyists that if Republicans win control of the House and Senate, they will then use their newfound subpoena power to spend the next 2 years investigating corruption in the Clinton administration.
I do not know of any administration in modern times with as many different potential scandals all around it. I did not refer to the president. I didn't refer to his wife. I didn't refer to any individual. I said the total behavior of the administration is a threat to the American people.
Gingrich was back in his district over the weekend, canceling a California trip to campaign for other candidates.
Howdy, I'm Newt Gingrich. How you doing? Good to see you. I want to ask you all to consider voting for me next Tuesday.
He insists that he's not in trouble at home. He just wants to touch base with Georgia's supporters. And he seemed to be eager to tone down his image as a street fighter. According to notes of a recent private meeting with lobbyists, Gingrich called the Clinton administration the enemy of normal people.
I wish I had said that they threaten the values and the pocketbooks of middle-class Americans. I think enemies of normal people was wrong. And I wish I hadn't said it.
But in this meeting with supporters in a prosperous Atlanta suburb, Gingrich raised the Susan Smith case as an example of what's wrong with America. He seemed to blame liberals.
I can capture everything we're trying to do by, in a sense, referring to this weekend's unbelievable tragedy in South Carolina. It's about getting at the root causes of a decay in our civilization that is horrific.
A wildly historic night.
Get used to the name Newt Gingrich. He's in line to be the first Republican Speaker of the House since 1954. He will have sweeping control over Congress. With enough Democrats crossing over to vote with the GOP, he could command 2/3 of the House. And he wants to change the political landscape in this country in 100 days' time.
But first,
in the immediate aftermath of the landslide, House Speaker in waiting Newt Gingrich pledged less partisanship, more cooperation with the White House. But on day one of the kinder, gentler era, Gingrich told reporters the president and first lady were counterculture McGovernicks surrounded by left-wing elitists. Mr. Clinton stuck to the presidential high road. The new king of the Hill, Newt Gingrich, today made his triumphant return, then headed downtown for an inaugural address that carried a tough message to President Clinton.
We're going to be open to working with everyone, that we will cooperate with anyone, and we will compromise with no one.
Claiming the voters had given Republicans a sweeping mandate, Gingrich said the cost of failure would be high.
If this just degenerates after a historic election back into the usual baloney of politics in Washington and pettiness in Washington, then the American people, I believe, will move towards a third party in a massive way.
In the course of a couple of minutes, Gingrich proposed that the Federal Reserve Board meet with him to discuss economic policy, that children do 2 hours of homework every night, and put in a plug for a series of lectures he's taped. And there were more of what Washington is already calling Newt-isms.
This is also a muscular society, and we've been kidding ourselves about it. The New Hampshire slogan is live free or die. It is not live free or whine.
He made it clear Great Society and other anti-poverty programs are targeted for destruction, a plan that has already angered black leaders.
The Speaker of the House, Gingrich, has declared an official stop to the war on poverty and the revival of the war on the poor.
And on the Hill, Gingrich's early moves foreshadow partisan warfare. In a memo, he ordered Republican staffers to warn Democrats that they face fines and imprisonment if they destroy any House documents. Another sign of the times, a Republican staffer stepped into a Capitol hallway and shouted, "All Democrats, get out." Stay tuned. Eric Engberg, CBS News, Washington.